Alright everyone, it's Werewolf Wednesday. This week and the last week have been a little bit challenging as my Jeep and my home have been in the shop. Hopefully today I'll get an actual diagnosis, but it's not looking good for her. The engine may possibly have seized, or I'm hoping more than likely it's just because the neutral safety switch in the starter went. She's having a slow crank, but you know, it's just a lot to process at the moment. So my lifts for this week have not been heavy. I'm just gonna keep them at maintenance levels. So yesterday I was supposed to I wanted to break 475 for deadlifts, but I was only able to pull 405. I could have gone more, but I just didn't want to risk not being mentally there and trying to pull that kind of weight. So this is more of a public service announcement. There's going to be days where your mind's not going to be totally focused, but you know, you still gotta. The one thing that you can work on is, you know, your body, your gym, your fitness. It's not always going to be easy, especially when life throws you curveballs constantly, and you know, sometimes it's just like, you know, you wonder what's the point of it all. But then you listen to some of the people that, you know, that follow you and stuff. Shout out to my boy Dave, you know, and it's like, you know, it's not even the fact that they're looking up to you, but it's like they're more inspired by your progress and shit. So, but also it comes with being open about life in general. It's there's gonna be days where just fucking life kicks you in the fucking balls, but you know, part of being a wolf, you just gotta fucking roll with the fucking kicks or roll with the punches. You know, this is not the end all with my vehicle and shit, but you know, it's just a lot to fucking process, trying to deal with that, balance work, balance, you know, getting the rental, and you know, keeping up with, you know, just trying to keep everything balanced. That's what life's about. It's about balance, you know. But for us fitness fanatics, you know, fitness comes above all else. So with that being said, you know, this week I'm just going to keep it to a maintenance week. So today will be decline, and I get a lot of people say don't hit decline, just hit incline. But I'm like, you know what? I find decline fun because it's like a upside down dip for me. Just put it that way. So it does have its purpose. If you do see, a lot of people don't lift heavy for decline. Not that I've never seen anyone really hit 315 in a decline, in the, you know, not as much as you'd think. But it's really fun when you get that weight, because if you do, I guess what I'm trying to say, if you do light weight, 135 to 225 on a decline, you know, it's not necessarily you're gonna feel that much of a stretch or a contraction. But if you load up to what I do, 315 to 365, and then you feel it right here, and then you also feel it here, because you're going down there and you're holding at a static and you're pushing up and contracting. You know, it feels good, first of all, so it's fun to do the declines. Second, it's another way to strengthen if you can't hit a flat bench. You know, a lot of people like incline and flat, but if you say, some people, for me, it's incline is not necessarily difficult, it's just the way that the benches are. So when I'm hitting heavy weight, 315 or, you know, above that, I tend to slide off. So I got to figure a way out to just keep my footing and my back on the pad, and you know, the lift will be a lot easier. But what also helps, you know, build up, you know, just the strength in general is, you know, is the stability, is just the declines. You know, people say they knock them, but I'm like, I guess for me it's okay, if you want to hit 315 on a flat, you know, start off, you know, doing all three positions. So you do 135 for flat, 135 for incline, 135 for decline, and gradually kind of match each position to the weight you're trying to hit. So that way, at least your body is able to hold that weight, and your pecs are able to hold that weight in all positions. So I don't know. That's just me, but what do I know? But yeah, today's gonna be decline and biceps, probably with the straight bar loaded up to 140, 135 to 155. Like again, I said, we'll see what happens this morning with the Jeep. My boy Curtis, he's been good with me. He's like, let's put in short, he's my brother-in-law. So, shout out to CBK out in Hamburg, New Jersey, right off 23. Dude's legit mechanic. Was in the Navy as a mechanic, I believe. So, he knows his shit. Good guy. But regardless, it's like I was saying about the public service announcement for your mental health is important too. Like, you see a lot of these influencers out here and they're looking like they're living their best life, or these people that are jacked, and you think, damn, I wish I had their body, or I wish I had their size, or whatever envious nature that goes into some of the people that see other people online. But let me tell you, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, as they say. To get my physique, I would not recommend it to anyone, to be honest. It's a lot of years in solitude, just put it that way. It's like I would say, if you're gonna do this and you want to do it for a living, that's like me or other people, where they take their fitness seriously, because of their mental health, where they need to get that lift in to feel good. And that's like a whole nother issue there. It's like, I don't even say issue, it's a whole nother level. So it's like, I would say for anyone beginning to get into the bodybuilding or powerlifting, and they're not sure if they want to do it as a profession or just do it as an extreme hobby, I would say find a balance between social and the gym. I'm not saying don't take your lift seriously, but if you have the ability and the capabilities and the option to have a balance, I would say do everything you can to have that. Otherwise, you get drawn into a vicious cycle of just lifting and not experiencing life to its fullest. Not to say that I'm not content with what I'm doing, but there's other things out there that are fulfilling as well. You see all the retired bodybuilders are saying, it's like, especially if you listen to the legends like Jay and like Lee, it's like there's so much that goes into even Big Ronnie. It's like you see how much they give to be on top, and a lot of people, they want to be the big dog on top, the big wolf on top, and it comes with a price, and a lot of people don't realize the price until they're too deep. And because now once you get to, like I said, once you get to the level where you want to do this as a living, now you got all the peds, the gears, the SARMs, all that other stuff that you add into it. It changes your body's mental and its physical attributes. So like I said, for all those out there beginning, find a fucking balance if you're not sure you want to commit to this lifestyle 100%. Because to achieve some of the physiques that you see out there, some of those influencers, man, I could tell you straight up, they're not happy. I mean, they're content, but there's there's shit that goes on behind here that they will never talk about. So me for one of them. So it's like it's like you try to put on this facade most of the time for people, and it's not bad to do that, because people don't want to hear a negative Nancy. But just to be real, you got to understand that people are people, and they're all allowed to have their bad days, their shit that made them them. And everyone just has to understand that. Anyway, enough of that TED Talk PSA on this Werewolf Wednesday. Let's seize the day by the balls and grab them.